next?
Well, we are on the phone right now with Jane, and she's the author of the book that's titled Smart Eating Made Simple. Jane, thank you so much for being on our show today.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right, so we're sitting here eating ice cream, which probably isn't too healthy, and so you're going to sit here and tell us a little bit more about being healthy.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, eating ice cream can be healthy if it's made with the right things.
Oh, well, what does it have to be made with to be healthy?
Well, in my book, I like to use raw milk because that is a healing food compared to this ultra-pasteurized stuff. But, you know, these farm people, they know what's best. They have that raw milk out there, and so maybe that's why some people are doing so well, and, you know, cut back on that sugar a little bit, and we're set to go. But just keep out the bad stuff, all that processed preservatives and processed sugars.
But it's just so good. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for coming on our show, Jan. This may sound like a really simple question, but what exactly are healthy foods, and why do people eat them?
Well, to me, as a nutritionist, a healthy food is a nutrient-rich food. In other words, it has all those vitamins and minerals and fiber and antioxidants, and it's only found in plants. I mean, at least plants contain more of those than any other food group. And, you know, they're healing foods. I like to think nuts, think vegetables, think fruits, think beans, whole grains, you know, and I myself, I'm trying to keep from having a heart attack and having cancer because my side of the family has a lot of cancer, and so I want to eat as healthy as I can.
All right. So what exactly made you write your book, Smart Eating Made Simple?
Well, it's kind of a long, drawn-out story, but, you know, I'm a hard worker, and I went to work every day feeling tired. In fact, I could have slept 24/7 if I wanted to, but I was dragging one leg, and I was going to this doctor and that doctor, and finally the neurologist convinced the endocrinologist to zap my thyroid with radioactive iodine, and I did get a little bit better. I quit dragging my leg, but I was still tired, and another doctor told me I had osteoarthritis, and I was just on a downhill slide for like 10 years, and I had 2 knee replacements. And so I was getting pretty desperate because after one of the knee replacements, I was just hanging on to the wall. I said, how am I going to continue to go to work like this? I mean, you know, I was in pain. Every movement was painful. And so I read about a seminar that was coming up at the local library. So I went to the seminar, and it was about arthritis, and they told about all the things that can make you feel so badly. And so I tried going on that diet, which was a lot of vegetables, fish, less red meats, and healthy oil like the olive oil. And, you know, I just got like 80% better. And so that made a believer of me. And I thought, you know, I thought I knew how to eat correctly as a nutritionist, but evidently I didn't. So I'm not looking back anymore. I'm going to continue that way. And that's why I wrote this book. I want to tell people about it, especially my family.
And I think that people would be more open to reading this book, you know, because you have gone through this as a personal experience. So, and you've been able to change your life around. And so I think that may give a lot of people who are reading your book hope that they can change their life around. So how do you manage?
I hope so.
Yeah, well, you know, so do I, because there are, you know, so many people, me included, that needs to try to find a healthier way to eat food. But where do you manage to find all the time to cook healthy?
Well, like I say, I don't want to turn back. So I plan my work and I work my plan. My husband and I, the most important thing for us is to go and buy lots of vegetables, and when we get home, we wash them up, we chop them up, and we bag them. And we use them for steaming or stir-frying. And a lot of times on the weekend, I'll cook a pot of brown rice and a pot of beans, and I'll freeze them in batches so that it makes it easier throughout the week. And I've got some recipes in my book. In fact, half of the book my book, Smart Eating Made Simple, contains recipes, and one of those is, I made a pot of garbanzo beans, and I have a recipe in there for hummus. And so it is really good. And then there's another recipe for pesto. A lot of people have heard of that. It's good on pasta. And then there's a recipe I really love, and that's called sweet chili sauce. And I keep that in the refrigerator. It keeps it for quite a while, and it's good on steamed vegetables. So, if a person doesn't like some of those vegetables that may seem a little bit bitter or you're not used to eating, put a little of that on it, and you'll love it.
Welcome back to the Ozarks today, 4:30. We got Jane back on the line.
Yes, Jane is the author of Smart Eating Made Simple. Jane, where can someone go to find your book?
They can go to Barnes & Noble, they can go to authorhouse.com, or Amazon.com.
All right, so let's go ahead and just talk a little bit more about how food can actually help heal disease.
Okay. Well, I like to think, I think of people that go to the doctor a lot are always having health problems. I'm thinking, why do some people have to go to the doctor a lot and other people don't? And the more I thought about it, maybe we should think about what they eat. Because, people that eat a lot of vegetables, they get the nutrients they need, and they're healing foods. And it helps get the toxins out of the body. Like there's cruciferous vegetables especially. That's like broccoli and cauliflower and watercress and all the like mustard greens. Those type of vegetables like Brussels sprouts, and there's some others too. But they help to pull the toxins out of the body, and plants can just fuel the body with the right quality and quantity of good nutrition that promotes well-being and healing. And I like to mention that there's a German scientist, I think her name was Dr. Budwig, and she believed that if you take the omega-3 fatty acid like it's found in flaxseed oil and you mix it with a good quality protein like high-quality cottage cheese, and I do this quite often. I blend it up, and I mix it in with something that I'm eating. And you know what it does? It puts oxygen into your cells, and it just makes your cells, we can't see it, but it just makes them, the electrical charge better, and it just, for me, it helps me breathe better, and it's just a right mixture of foods.
All right, Jane. Well, we're going to have to cut you off. We have to go to our news, sports, and weather because that plays right at the bottom of the hour. So I think some people are waiting on that. But thank you so much for coming on our show today. And once again, do you have a website that people can go to find out more information on your book?
Yes. Jane Ibbetson .AuthorsExpress, that's with an X.com.
All right, Jane. Well, thank you so much for coming on our show today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.